It has been 3 years since we last saw this place. 3 years since this isolated Eden was turned upside down by disaster. But now, things are changing. This is a new beginning for the island. Since the last time we saw them, Bison and his herd have opted to move into the valley. Despite the presence of the Carnotaurus, they are relatively safe. It is good to see that they have finally found some peace, and they are neighbors to a new family. After years of hardship, Pater finally has children. Raja and Abigail profited well from Tempest's death. Now they are back on top. But elsewhere, the ecosystem is about to change. This area is still a world of little things. At the stream in the forest, there are some new faces. This is Simosuchus, a species never before seen on the island. Despite its diminutive size and odd appearance, it is a type of crocodile, and unlike its relatives, it is strictly herbivorous. A Scelidosaurus wanders by. Resonandrongobi, a relative of Simosuchus and the de facto apex predator of this area. These crocodiles may have ruled here for the last 3 years, but their abdication is at hand. A familiar face has returned. Junior has come home. The crocodile will not give up its kill, but Junior will not stand down. It's had enough. Junior has won. Junior is the first of many to return to this area. Beyond here lies the old hunting ground of his father. With Grey gone, it can now belong to him. The next day, small herds start to arrive. The plains have not seen a lot of creatures since the grass regrew, and many animals have not returned from the east. But now, a number of herbivores grace the river's edge. Some animals, like these Rheetosaurus, have returned to the forest, where they used to have their home. This younger sauropod is all that remains of the creche. It is unclear whether or not the adult who protected them is their mother. But these two have stuck together ever since. And nearby, there is somewhat of a surprise. The Zuniceratops. This female is the baby, and the older male is her father. The ecosystem is beginning to rebuild itself. New arrival by new arrival. Beneath the sky slowly filling with rain clouds, a small group of herbivores are feeding. These Stegoceras and Gastonia stick together. One has better eyesight, the other is more well defended. Philip, Jess, and Ben. Strangely, these three seem to have returned from the north. It is unknown why, but it means they must have passed through the territory of the Tyrannosaurus. Ben is now a 5-year-old juvenile. Built for speed, he is the one who ambushes the prey. But prey is right now the last thing on their minds. As with most other areas of this side of the island, the terrestrial crocodiles have taken the place of the top predators. But now their reign is under threat. Ben is about to learn yet another very valuable lesson. Philip's message is clear. He will take it on alone. The last thing any predator wants to do is injure itself in a fight. Philip's main advantage is that he is taller. Therefore is able to do maneuvers to avoid the crocodile's powerful jaws. But being low to the ground does have its advantages. To an extent. Philip does not need to make a kill. He has simply sent a message. The power is beginning to shift. The resin Androngobi limps away. It is over. Philip has secured a place for himself and his family in this familiar but still strange world. For now, the Lithrinax are the largest predators on this side of the island. After years of living in the middle, for a short time at least, they will take the spot as apex predators. Another group of familiar faces. But something feels different. For the raptor pack, many things have changed. At 5 years old, Ornis is now a 6-meter subadult and a full member of the pack. But the pack will soon be smaller. Greywacky appears to have some kind of spinal infection in front of her hips. It is hard to say what it is, but it is somewhat clear that she will soon meet a painful end. They are following a scent. A scent that will lead them home. Some time has passed and they have arrived at a very familiar place. This is the edge of their old home. Sickle calls for his mate. For Greywacky, this will be the final hurdle. old nesting ground. The pack has not seen this place since the morning after the eruption. And now, for at least one of them, it will probably be the last time. Sickle will not leave her side. It is up to the Utah raptors to find food. The trio seem to have come to an agreement. Jaguar is leaving, and he's taking his son with him. It appears it is time for Ornis's first partially assisted hunt. The reasoning for this may be that his role in the pack is about to change. Several days have passed and forest life has returned to status quo. The same niches are filled by different animals, but the ecosystem is now somewhat stable. Some battles will always be the same. Ellen and Genghis, they survived through the hardships several years earlier, and now they are thriving once again. There are other aspects of life that will always be the same. The Talarurus pair have recently mated and are now preparing to nest. Elsewhere in the forest, Junior has made a kill. He has been lucky. But he still encounters problems. A young Arizonosaurus. Just like his father, Junior is not one to share. So far, Junior has had a successful return. He has established himself as a potential apex predator. But there are others in this forest whose situation is so very different. It appears Greywacke has died in the night. For Sickle, this means that there is no longer anything tying him to this place. The pack will soon be splitting. This behavior can only mean grief for a lifelong mate. As the youngest member of the pack, Ornis did not know Greywacke for very long. As he is yet to lose a family member himself, he is not sure what to do. Jaguar and Tigress have returned from their hunt with nothing. But this loss does not mean that the spirit of the pack is broken. It merely means they are moving into a new era. Sickle feels like he no longer belongs here, now that he has lost his mate. Sickle does not want to leave, but Jaguar knows that a corpse will not only attract unwanted attention, but can also lead to disease. It's time to leave and say goodbye to this part of their lives. Down at the river, a Talarurus drinks at the base of a landslide, possibly caused by an event following the disaster 3 years ago. Since this series returned to the west side of the island, there have been no sign of other baryonyx. It is unknown whether or not there are others out there, but for now, Laganosuchus has the river all to itself. Near the water's edge, armored dinosaurs feed together. It may seem as if everything is peaceful, but that is just an illusion. Night has fallen over the island. On the plains, small groups of herbivores graze. Most of these animals have poor low-light vision, so they rely on their other senses. But even the highly tuned noses of the ankylosaurs cannot sense the oncoming danger. Jaguar and Tigress are moving in. Sickle is now in position. Where Ornis is currently unknown. With Tigress having moved this far around, it appears that they are going for one of the parasaurs. The teenager is cautious. But the raptors are downwind. Tigress is now in position, so it is now Jaguar's turn. But this is not a failure. This is exactly what they wanted. Two phases of the plan are complete. The parasaur is so distracted by its fight or flight response that it fails to notice the last member of the pack hiding in the grass. With Ornis's first kill, the hunt is a total success. This may be the first big kill the pack has had for a while. But it is the last kill they will share with Sickle. The other herbivores move off. There is nothing more for them here. It seems the pack are not the only carnivores hunting tonight. It is time for them to leave, before trouble arrives. Once back in the forest, the raptor pack arrives at their new nest site. This is where they will part ways. Sickle bids farewell to his old leader. He will now leave to find a new mate, and perhaps form a pack of his own. What will happen to him? We can only guess. But the pack as it is will remain strong. With Ornis coming of age, there will soon be 3 adults in this pack. Their future is still looking bright. But with full bellies, they will now sleep. And wake up tomorrow for a new day in a different world. We have seen many things on this island. The great struggles for survival between predator and prey, battles over territory, mates and meals, hardships met by parents trying to raise their young, and the destructive reforging of an ecosystem. So now we shall witness a new beginning, as we say farewell to Archosaura, the hidden world of reptiles.